guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lily, in case you're new here, and this channel is where I share all of my healthy vegan recipes with all of you guys. So today's recipe is a chocolate chickpea cookie, and let me tell you guys, it is delicious. And guess what? It has whole food ingredients, it's super healthy, and you don't have to feel guilty eating it. And those are my favorite types of desserts, are guilt-free desserts. So let's go ahead and jump into this recipe. So our ingredients for the chickpea cookies are going to be oats, which we're going to blend up into oat flour, baking powder, baking soda, PB2 powder, of course chickpeas, some vanilla extract, cinnamon, salt, some bananas for the sweetness, and it's better if they're really ripe like these. And then we have some vegan dark chocolate chips to go in it as well. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 350. Okay, and the next thing we're going to want to do is measure out our oats and blend that up into an oat flour. So, grab my measuring cup, and we are going to do a cup of oats. And I'm just going to go blend this up until it's a fine powder. Alright, so we've got our oat flour all blended up. Next thing we're going to do is get everything going in our food processor. So this recipe is pretty easy because you literally just are going to do it all in the food processor. So the first thing we're going to do is add our chickpeas, which I am going to rinse these off first. Alright, so we got our chickpeas going in, and we are going to blend those up first so that they are good and smooth before we add all of the rest ingredients. And you may need to stop and scrape down the edges so that it's all blended really well. Alright, once your chickpeas are good and blended, then we're going to add in our bananas. So you could just add one banana, but it won't be too sweet. So I like to add two since these are cookies. I want it to be a little extra sweet. Plus, I don't mind the taste of banana. I think it tastes good with the cookies. If you don't like banana, you could do some medjool dates, or you could do maple syrup. Probably about half a cup of maple syrup in this recipe. But I do try to keep things as whole food plant-based as I can. So that means using fruit to sweeten. And then we can add in about a teaspoon of vanilla. Go ahead and add in your salt too. So I'd say about half a teaspoon of salt. I always just kind of guess by using the little center of the palm of my hand. And then I add just a touch of cinnamon. So y'all know I love cinnamon. And it goes just in about everything I eat. That's sweet, at least. Then we'll add in our peanut butter powder. So I'm going to do about half a cup of this. Just a little too much. I'll put that back in there. All right. And the peanut butter powder just adds really good texture and flavor, and it's definitely necessary. If you don't care about your fat intake, then you could use regular peanut butter instead, and that would probably be about half a cup of peanut butter as well. Then we'll add in our baking soda, baking powder. So it's going to be half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Next, we're going to go in with our oat flour. And this is a 1 cup of oat flour if you didn't make it yourself. And I'm just going to kind of mix everything up a little bit. All right, so we're going to start blending. And I like to have just a little bit of soy milk or water on the side. And I'll probably end up using a couple tablespoons of this as it's blending, just to get it to the right texture. So we want it to be thick and obviously cookie dough-ish. So I'm gonna All right, so you can see it's formed into a dough already. And so I'm not even gonna need the soy milk this time. So those bananas are really ripe. And since I used 2, that's probably why it is wet enough. So it's looking really good to me. I'm just gonna pulse it a couple more times before we add in the chocolate chips. All right, so it looks really good now. And I'm gonna add in the chocolate chips. I'm gonna take the blade out before I add them in so I can stir them in better. And I'm gonna do half a cup of these little chocolate chips. And you'll want to hand mix this in. Obviously, don't put that in the processor. You can already see how delicious this is looking. Yum, I'm excited. So this is the consistency you're looking for, so it looks like cookie dough. And you can honestly eat it like this. That is good stuff. All right. Okay, so next you want to line a baking tray with parchment paper so that your cookies do not stick. And then just scoop them out with a scooper, or you can do about 2 tablespoons for each cookie. If you don't have one of these scoopers. So these cookies aren't going to spread when you bake them, so whatever shape you put them in on the cookie sheet before they go in, that's the shape that they'll basically be when they get out. They may rise just a hair, but not much. So I'm going to spread them, I'm going to do them like this, and then I'm going to flatten them out with my spatula a little bit. Alright, so I'll do 6 for this batch. Alright, and I've cleaned my spatula off. You want it to be clean, and you can re-wet it in between flattening the cookies. That way they flatten easier. So you can see it kind of starts to stick a little bit. Just kind of flatten them to however thick you want them. It's up to you. Alright, so they're all flattened and ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put these in the oven, like I said, at 350 for about 20 minutes. We'll see how they look. Alright, so I'm about to check on these, see how they're doing after 20 minutes. And they are looking good to me. Yeah, if you touch them on the top and they're no longer wet and you can feel that they're pretty firm, then you know they're good. So I'm just going to let these cool for a few minutes and then we'll taste them. Alright guys, so the cookies have been chilling for about 5 minutes and I'm ready to taste them. So let's grab one. Here's the cookie. So good. And look at it. I'm telling you, you will not miss regular chocolate chip cookies. You'll just be wanting chickpea chocolate chip cookies, and then everyone's going to think you're weird like me. But I'm telling you guys, they're healthy, nutritious, they're delicious, and they're guilt-free dessert, and you can feel good eating it. So if you guys try it, comment down below. Let me know what you think, and if you have any other ideas or desserts that you'd like to see me make, like whole food, plant-based, healthy, let me know. I would love to try out some new recipes. So thanks guys for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. So bye guys.